Tobago, good morning. It is 6:20 a.m. Let me take this time to welcome you to Sunrise here on Tobago Updates Television. I am your host, Lavian Cupid, and indeed it is a pleasure to be seated here before you. Today is Monday, the 12th of January 2026 in the beautiful island of Tobago. If you are viewing us via either of our social media handles, I want to thank you so much for choosing us this morning. Whether you're viewing us on Flow, AMPLIA or Digital, again, thank you for making us a number one. Again, I just want to make sure that I implore to you that Tobago Updates Television is your premier and chosen and preferred television station as we take you through ball by ball and wall to wall coverage of the Tobago House of Assembly election today. Carded for today, polls are already opened. Electors are already lined up outside the electoral polling stations and ready to cast their votes. Again, we are going to be right here, right down to the final ballot, counting all the way down for you. We are coming to you live from the Port Mall, downtown Scarborough, Tobago. And as always, starting you off strongly this morning with the news brief, keeping you updated with all things current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago as a wider entity, regionally and internationally. This morning, following viral altercations between party supporters in the lead-up to the polls, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is given the assurance of safety throughout today's proceedings. Yesterday, the TTPS and the Elections and Boundaries Commission met to finalize security arrangements and discuss potential challenges. In a media post, the EBC said the engagement was led by Gold Commander, Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations Suzette Martin, along with senior officers of the TTPS and officials of the EBC, who affirmed their strong partnership and commitment to ensuring a safe, secure and peaceful election day, allowing citizens to exercise their democratic rights freely and without fear. Some very reassuring and satisfying, calming reassurances coming there from the TTPS and the EBC that they will be out and about. Again, the goal commander for today is ACP Suzette Martin and her team, and I have all faith in them and in their operations. Their plan for today, moving forward smoothly without any hiccups. Moving on. Tobago recorded its first murder for the year following a fatal shooting in Signal Hill on Friday night. Police said 25-year-old Jamil Fraser of Cornell Rock Road, Signal Hill, was found lying motionless at his home at around 10:34 p.m. Officers responding to the report observed what appeared to be gunshot wounds to his head. Fraser's body was taken to the Scarborough General Hospital mortuary, where a post-mortem is expected to be conducted. One suspect has been taken into custody as investigations continue. Definitely not how we wanted to start 2026. Being reminded that 2024 was our bloodiest. 2025 we ended with 10, and one murder is always one too many. Some good news that the TTPS already has a suspect in custody, and we are also hoping for seamless investigations and, of course, the closure of the matter. The Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport issued a statement clarifying statements made regarding salary for one district of the CPEP program on the island. The release said that in November of 2025, an inadvertent accounting duplication resulted in an overpayment to staff attached to CPEP District 11. Both employees and the relevant banking institutions were notified. However, in December, one banking institution independently placed a hold on salary disbursements, pending internal clarification of the accounting irregularity. The division said the action by the bank was not initiated, nor was it instructed by DCDYS. It further sought to give the assurance that the accounting unit at the division was working with the institution to have the issues rectified in the shortest possible time. Also staying on the island, divisions sending out information. We now have DIRTEC, the Division of Education, Research and Technology, sending out an advice that private candidates sitting CSEC examinations today, those exams will proceed as per normal. In a media release, the division clarified that examinations previously carded for Bishop's High School will be relocated to Signal Hill Secondary School. All right, so if you know someone that is a candidate, a private candidate today, let them know that exams is on. Moving over nationally. The Trinidad and Tobago Inter-Island Transportation Company Limited has released its cargo sailing scheduled for January 12. That's today, taking into consideration that the MV Cabo Star will be pulled from today. January 12 to 18 to 2026, advising truckers, shippers and consignees to plan accordingly. The TNT Spirit will operate cargo services on January 14th, 16th and 18th, accommodating accompanied vehicles up to 7,000 kg, with departures from Trinidad in the mornings and return sailings from Tobago in the afternoons. The Galleon's Passage will provide cargo services on January 12th, 13th, 15th and 17th, transporting accompanied and unaccompanied vehicles as well as livestock, also up to 7,000 kg. TTIT noted that schedules are subject to operational changes and urged customers to book in advance at the Port of Spain and Scarborough Ferry terminals. The company also reminded users that vehicles must be promptly removed upon arrival. Of course, we are staying on top of the inter-island transportation because we know as Tobagonians, we depend heavily on working vessels. Yeah? Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has announced the introduction of paternity and parental leave as Cabinet approved major amendments to key labor laws aimed at strengthening protections for working families. The reforms affecting the Maternity Protection Act and related legislation will, for the first time, recognize paternity and paternal, that is leave for daddies, including for adoptive parents and guardians. They also introduce paid breastfeeding breaks, stronger anti-discrimination measures, job security after leave, and remove limits on how often maternity benefits can be accessed. The legislation has been sent to the Attorney General for drafting of its presentation in Parliament. Remember, under Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar's previous term, she would have extended maternity leave for women to 3 months. I think it was 6 weeks previously, and then now to 3 months. And so now we see paternity leave for daddies being taken into consideration, paid breastfeeding breaks. Look at Trinidad and Tobago moving first world. The Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service has confirmed an outbreak of chickenpox at the Maximum Security Prison, MSP, reporting 79 cases among inmates and officers since November of 2025. In a statement issued Saturday, the Prison Service said 72 inmates and 7 officers have contracted the virus. 29 inmates remain in isolation under treatment, while 43 have recovered and returned to general population. The affected officers are currently on sick leave. The prison service said the outbreak has been under medical management for more than 2 months with guidance from health authorities. All cases are confined to MSP with no spread reported to other facilities. Taking into consideration how the prison system operates, and we know in Trinidad and Tobago we already don't have the best facilities. Medical staff must be working overtime to contain such a very contagious disease as chicken pox. We could stay abreast of that and keep you posted. Moving over regionally and internationally, the United States has issued an urgent travel alert urging all U.S. citizens in Venezuela to leave the country immediately, warning that the security situation remains unstable and dangerous. According to the U.S. Embassy, armed pro-government militias known as collectivos are reportedly setting up roadblocks and searching vehicles for evidence of U.S. citizenship or perceived support for the United States, prompting the heightened warning. Venezuela remains under the highest U.S. travel advisory level 4, do not travel, due to risk including wrongful detention, torture, terrorism, kidnapping, violent crime, and civil unrest, the alert says. The State Department urged Americans to be extremely cautious on the roads, monitor airline communications as flights resume, and enroll in the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program for real-time updates. The warning comes amid ongoing instability following recent political turmoil in the country, underscoring growing international concern over Venezuela's security environment. Last week, we would have had Captain Gary Griffith here speaking to the situation in Venezuela from a different perspective, where we asked him, is it that Venezuelans have, the 30 million of them have given up? Maduro was ousted by the United States. Is it that we have to think that that his loyal followers or his loyalists within the military have given up? They didn't have a plan. And he said, of course, it's common sense to think that they will have a plan. And of course, I don't know what anybody else expected. Did we expect Venezuelans, all 30 million of them, to just lie down? At some point in time, militias, guerrillas, somebody was going to stand up to the United States. And, you know, that is just going to filter into civil unrest. And once they have civil unrest in Venezuela, there's fighting, there's militias that have guns, ammunition, they're fighting against the U.S. The U.S. end up putting boots on the ground. Then we will have citizens from Venezuela again fleeing the country. And so Trinidad and Tobago, of course, being the neighboring country, we're looking at 15 to 25,000 immigrants flooding our shores on a weekly basis. If we look at history, that is what happens to neighboring countries. So we're going to stay abreast of that, of course, but some very, very sad and worrying developments there in Venezuela. Finally, U.S. President Donald Trump has issued a stark warning to Cuba, saying it will no longer receive oil or financial support from Venezuela, and urged Havana to negotiate with Washington, quote, before it is too late, end quote. In a Truth Social post on January 11, Trump asserted that Cuba historically relied on Venezuelan oil and money, often in exchange for security cooperation. The warning follows recent U.S. actions in Venezuela. Cuban leaders, including President Miguel Diaz-Canel, rejected the ultimatum emphasizing national sovereignty and the right to import fuel from willing suppliers. Analysts say cutting Venezuelan oil could deepen Cuba's economic struggles and signal an escalating U.S. push to reshape regional alliances. Last week, U.S. President Donald Trump said the U.S. will be taking from Venezuela 30 to 50 million barrels of Venezuela's oil and selling it however they see best, and dispersing the proceeds however they see best. And that is billions of dollars in revenue. Of course, again, we will pay attention to geopolitical tensions and what is happening outside of Trinidad and Tobago, because never are we to think that it does not affect us. So that was your news brief for this morning, Monday, January 12, 2026. It is election day, the Tobago House of Assembly 2026 election here on the island. Again, the polling stations are open. Voters are already out there dipping their fingers, casting their ballots. Tobago Updates Television, we will be bringing you programming from this morning, of course, starting with me here at 6:15 a.m. We move on to the morning show. Of course, we're going to have good conversations there as well. And good morning, Tobago. At 12 noon, we bring you a midday update. Later this evening, we have the panels lined up for you, and of course we will have reporters out in the field at polling stations, having our correspondents out there sending in information as soon as polling stations complete their counting process, and we will be updating you along the way, district by district, even polling station by a polling station, letting you know which candidates would have superseded in which polling stations, etc. Also, throughout the day, look out for live interactions with our correspondents at the various polling stations as they get feedback from the regular man on the ground. And also, we will be looking for some candidates, all candidates from the IDA, Unity of the People, People's National Movement, Tobago People's Party. Will be looking for various candidates and get some feedback. Also, having some conversation, some collaboration with the EBC, finding out how the day's proceedings developing with the TTPS as well? Is there calm? Is there ease? Is there safety on the streets as we go through the Tobago House of Assembly 2026 election today? With that, we're going to go for a quick break and we're going to be right back. I want you to enjoy the aerial view of Scarborough, of course. Kudos to our technical crew. And I want to again implore you that Tobago Updates Television, we would be right here with you throughout today. Don't change your dial. We'll be right back. In the meantime, share the live, share the live, share the live.
Is simple. The Elections and Boundaries Commission advises that before Election Day, you should receive your poll card in the mail. Open it to find the address of your polling station. Keep the poll card safe and take it with you on Election Day. If you did not receive your poll card in the mail, you can still vote. A poll card will be prepared for you at your polling station. You can also visit the EBC's website at www.ebctt.com or call the hotline at 785-8206 or 785-8211 to find your polling station. On Election Day, you should check the list posted outside your polling station for your name and number. Where there are several polling stations on the same compound, an information officer will direct you to your polling station. Polling agents who act on behalf of candidates are there to witness the process. If your name is on the list of electors and you have a valid ID card, you join the green line. All other persons, including physically incapacitated, blind or visually impaired persons, should join the red line. You are required to sign your poll card in front of the poll clerk. The deputy presiding officer examines your hands and fingers. If there is no evidence of electoral ink stains, you're issued a ballot paper. The deputy presiding officer also demonstrates how to mark and fold a ballot paper using the guidance ballot and how to vote with the X stamp. The ballot paper is folded to display the initials of the deputy presiding officer and the polling station number. A blind, visually impaired or physically incapacitated person is allowed to vote with the assistance of a companion. In the privacy of the voting booth, you vote by placing an X at the right of your candidate's symbol. If you make a mark other than an X, your ballot will be rejected and not counted. Fold your ballot paper as you were previously shown by the deputy presiding officer and proceed to the officer in charge of the ballot box. Display your folded ballot paper with the initials of the deputy presiding officer and polling station number. You will then be required to dip your finger in the electoral ink before you are allowed to place your ballot paper in the ballot box. If you refuse to dip your finger in the electoral ink, you will not be allowed to vote. When you've finished with this process, wipe off the excess ink. Any problem you encounter in the polling station should be brought to the attention of the presiding officer. To vote is your right. Exercise it. A message from the Elections and Boundaries Commission, your partners in democracy.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TG TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Viewers, welcome back to Sunrise here on Tobago Updates Television. Thank you so much for staying with us and thank you so much for choosing us. It is election day, polling day, the casting your ballot day, choosing your candidate day. Finally, all the rallies have ended day. It is the day and the day that the Lord has made and we shall be glad in it. Yeah, rejoice and be glad in it. I want to go through some of the offenses. Notice of offenses from the Elections and Boundaries Commission, taking into consideration even the hostility we would have seen yesterday and in days leading up, just to keep persons abreast of what they should and should not know and should not do out there today. So published on the EBC's website, they have noticed election offenses, Tobago House of Assembly election January 12, 2026. And starting off section 88, they have prohibition of employment of bands of music. So no person shall hire or make use of any band of music on polling day within electoral district for which an election is being held. All right. No person shall play in any band of music at any meeting or any procession. All right. So that's one. Any person who contravenes this section is liable to summary conviction. Then we have loudspeakers, banners, favors, badges, etc. prohibited as well. No person shall furnish or supply any public address apparatus, loudspeaker, bunting, ensign, banner, standard or set of colors, or any flag to any person with intent that it should be worn or used on polling day within any electoral district for which an election is being held, or any motor or other vehicle as political propaganda on polling day. And no person shall on polling day carry, wear or use within such electoral district any public address apparatus, loudspeakers. All right. And then we also have persons not to congregate near polling stations as well. During the hours when the poll is open on polling day, no person shall assemble or congregate in a polling station or within 100 yards thereof. So be mindful. But this section does not apply to any electors who are waiting to vote or any person who is under this act lawfully enters and remains at such station. And then any person who contravenes this act, of course, is liable of summary conviction. Then we have influencing electors to vote for any candidate. During the hours that the poll is open upon polling day, no person shall in any polling station or upon any road or in any public space within 100 yards of any polling station seek to influence any elector to vote or to refrain from voting for any candidate or political party or to ascertain for whom any elector intends to vote or has voted. All right. And wrapping up with the last three, intoxicating liquor not to be sold. No intoxicating liquor shall be sold, offered or exposed for sale or given away at any premises licensed under the Liquor Licensing Act and situated in any electoral district for which an election is being held at any time between the opening and the closing of the polling station. So 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., no alcohol sold or consumed there. A person illegal voting, a person guilty of an offense who votes at an election knowing that he is not entitled to vote at the election. That's one. As an elector more than once in the same electoral district or in more than one electoral district, or for which he is entitled to vote as a special elector otherwise than in accordance with Part 4 of the election rules. A person is guilty of an offense who induces or procures some other person to do an act if he knows that such an act is or but for that other person's want of knowledge would be an offense by the other person under subsection 1. And then there's personation. This is the final one. A person is guilty of a corrupt practice if he commits or aids, abets, counsels, or procures the commission of the offense of personation. A person is guilty of personation at an election if he A, votes as some other person, whether the other person is living or dead, or is a fictitious person. Votes for a person whom he knows or has reasonable grounds for supposing to be dead or to be a fictitious person. Or votes when there is upon any of his fingers any mark of electoral ink. For the purpose of this section, a person who has presented himself to a poll clerk for the purpose of voting at an election, or who has marked whether validly or not and returned the ballot paper for the purpose of voting, shall be deemed to have voted. All right. So just some rules and regulations there, making sure that you are abreast and informed of the do's and don'ts today on election day. I want to give you a reminder that we do have correspondents out there in the field, and we will be bringing you those live updates throughout our morning program. So I want to encourage you to ensure that you stay tuned to Tobago Updates Television. I want to give you a run through of the candidates that we have lined up here in Tobago on the island from all 4 political parties, as voters, as electors go out and face the polls today. All right. So starting off strongly, we have Mason Hall North, Moriah. All right. There we have Kwesi Devines for the People's National Movement, Ian Pollard, the Tobago People's Party, and Mr. Lewis Otley from the IDA. We have Mason Hall South, Bagatelle. Again, Dexter Miller for the People's National Movement, Natisha Charles Pantin, Tobago People's Party, and Mr. Israel from the IDA. Moving up in the east, Belgarden, Glamorgan, Carl McEwen, People's National Movement, Dr. Faith Brebner, Tobago People's Party, and Mr. Carter from the IDA. Bethel New Grange, we have the People's National Movement still, and Timothy, Tobago People's Party, Darren Hester Henry, and IDA Terrence David. Bethesda Lescato, the People's National Movement, Akil Guy. Incumbent there, Zorisha Amina Hackett for the Tobago People's Party, and the IDA, Cecil Noel. Bonaccord Crown Point, we have People's National Movement, Dominique Errol Kerr. We also have Nikita Percy from the Tobago People's Party, only 2 vying in that electoral district. Then in Buku Mount Pleasant, of course, obviously, and based on stats and the campaign developments, one of the battleground electoral districts that we would be paying close attention to, we have Ansel Dennis from the People's National Movement, Keegan Denoon, the Tobago People's Party, and the IDA, we have Stacey Herbert, and we also have Unity of the People, Nkosi Phillips. Darrell Spring Owim, another battleground electoral district that we will be keeping our eyes on. Later on tonight, we have Kelvin Morris, that's the incumbent, representing the People's National Movement. Ricky Michael Joefield, the Tobago People's Party. And of course, Elan Berkeley, representing the Innovative Democratic Alliance. Lambo Lowlands, Kevin Horsford, People's National Movement, and incumbent Wayne Was Clark from the Tobago People's Party. Moving back up into the east, we have Mount St. George Goodwood, Kamisha Backus, People's National Movement, and Megan Morrison for the Tobago People's Party. Palliative lands for Miss Speyside, Maxlon Roberts, People's National Movement. Farley Chavez Augustine, Tobago People's Party, and Linda Joefield, Innovative Democratic Alliance. Plymouth Blackrock, 2 new candidates on both sides. Karen Forbes represented the People's National Movement, and Kern Alexis for the Tobago People's Party. Roxborough Argyle, again, 2 new candidates. We have Sinead John, People's National Movement, and Orlando Kerr representing the Tobago People's Party. Then back down in the west in Scarborough, we have Scarborough Mount Grace. We have the People's National Movement, Petal, Cassandra Benoit, representing the People's National Movement, Trevor Williamson James, Tobago People's Party, and Dr. Denise Sawyer-Fat Angus for the Innovative Democratic Alliance. Then we have another battleground district based on polls from last 2021 election. I want to stand corrected. I think that the difference was 83 votes for that electoral district. I know that the newsroom will correct me if need be. Because of the close number, that is also a battleground district. We have Brian Harris representing the People's National Movement, Nigel Dave Tate, the Tobago People's Party, that's the incumbent, and we have Mauricia Douglas representing the Innovative Democratic Alliance. So that's the lineup for tonight, for today. Those are the candidates that are out there that are on the ballots, and those are the candidates that Tobagonians will go out and choose today, Monday, January 12th. You know, just the other day in December, the date seemed so far away. Everybody was waiting for the campaign to wind down. When will it wind down? When will it wound up totally? Well, here we are this morning. We're hoping for a great voter turnout. Of course, we saw Dr. Bishnu Raghunath, political analyst. His prediction, well, not so much his prediction, but his analysis of the election. He said that he believes that the voter turnout is going to be the decisive point in today. Remember that past elections, Tobago has seen a little over 50% of voter turnout, but in 2013 and in 1986 were the 2 years that we saw the highest, which was over 70%, but less than 75%. The polls are already buzzing this morning, so we are hopeful that Tobagonians will go out and exercise their civic duty. Remember, you're not doing a politician a favor when you go out to vote. You are actually making a decision for yourself right now and for the future generations of Trinidad and Tobago. So, of course, go out and exercise your civic duty. Again, as promised, remember, we will be bringing you live updates throughout the day. We also have the 12 p.m. midday newscast for you, keeping you abreast of all things happening within Tobago today at the polling stations, with EBC, with TTBS. How is the day progressing? Is everything on point? How is safety? Just procedures on a whole. Of course, we are hoping for a smooth day. A reminder of our panel discussion for tonight with our moderator, Mr. McFarlane, and a very, very interesting lineup of panelists there. But besides the panelists that you are seeing on screen there, we'll also have some drop-ins. We also have prominent attorney Martin George. He will be dropping in, MSJ political leader, and even former parliamentarian, Mr. David Abdullah. He would be dropping in with us as well. We have Mr. Justin Ram, an economist. He'll be dropping in and having a conversation with us. Mr. Sean Ned from the PDP as well. He would be dropping in intervals to have a conversation with us as the ballots are being counted, as the decision is being finalized. All right, we're going to go for a quick break, and we're going to be right back with a lot more programming right here on Tobago Updates Television, right here on Sunrise. Again, imploring you, don't change your dial. We will be right here with you until the final ballot is counted. All right, that's a promise from me here today from Tobago Updates Television. We're going to go for a quick break. Do me a favor in the meantime and share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.
Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules, or if you are having a cooking day off.
A dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam. You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Hair goals, we've got 'em. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Viewers, welcome back to Sunrise here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Monday, the 12th of January 2026. Tobago House of Assembly election here on the island. As promised, we bring you updates from the field with our correspondent Martina Renales Salazar down there in Lambo. Martina, good morning.
Good morning. Coming to you live in Lambo. Now everything has been running smoothly so far. Persons are slowly.
That we have spoken to, they said they had little problems, no problems, and if they do have problems, they will solve pretty quickly.
So far it's been pretty quiet around here.
Yeah, pretty quiet. So is the flow a constant flow or is it a trickle?
It's very trickle. It's very trickling.
All right. We've seen any candidates there to cast their voters yet for the morning?
Not just yet.
No, not as yet. Any specific hiccups that voters would have alluded to at any points?
There were one voter that said that they couldn't find his name, but they solved it pretty quickly, and he was able to get out there within 2 tours, and it was pretty smooth.
All right. And what is the atmosphere down there like? Is it very calm? How is the atmosphere in Lambo? And even on your way past other polling stations, what is the atmosphere like out there?
It's pretty calm, actually. Nobody has been quarreling. It's no confusion. It's been pretty calm.
All right. What about TTPS on the ground? Have you seen any boots on the ground down there?
Yes, actually, there's a few. They actually said, where we have to set up and all of that. So they are actually directing persons on where to go, and it's been pretty smooth for them also.
All right, Martina, I want to thank you so much for that update down there in Lowlands. I'm looking forward to your next stop and keeping us updated as the day progresses. Thank you again, Martina.
Thank you, Lavian.
All right, viewers, so that is Martina. Well, that was Martina down there, our correspondent in Lambo, moving through the Lambo Lowlands electoral district. I want to implore you again to stay tuned to Tobago Updates Television. We also have correspondents in the east and in the north. We will be keeping you updated about what the floor is looking like, what the ground is looking like, TTPS presence on the ground, any hiccups at the polling stations. Well, that is it for me here this morning. Right now, when you're at this segment for Sunrise, you're going to be seeing me throughout today. And of course, you're going to be seeing me tonight, as I'm going to be your statistical presenter tonight. Yeah, I'll be bringing you the numbers and keeping you abreast. Tobago Updates Television, whether you're on your mobile phone, whether you are home viewing via Digicel, AMPLIA or Flow, we will be taking you right down until the final ballot is counted and Tobago makes that final decision. Of course, when Sunrise is over, the programming is not done. We move over to the morning show. We have the lovely Jaysha with us this morning. Jaysha, good morning.
Good morning, Lavian. And how are you this morning?
Excited.
Yes. It is an exciting day indeed. It's election day. Excited.
But of course, not only just excited because, it's election day. And I mean, the build up coming to this very moment. The build up coming to this very moment was it was nail biting to say the least.
Yes.
Yeah, it was nail biting to say the least. And so here we are finally on this day. Looking forward to smooth sailings today, but of course excited for what Tobago Updates has to offer the public today with all that we have in store. All our technical crew has been working on over the past months, data analysts and analytics in the background. We are ready and prepared to put on a show and show Trinidad and Tobago, the wider region and internationally, what Tobago Updates is capable of. So I want to wish you a really great show and a wonderful day today, Jaysha.
Thank you, Lavian.
You're most welcome. And of course, viewers, as I said, that is it for Sunrise, but we move on over to the morning show. Again, stay locked to Tobago Updates Television, where the programming is not done, and we count right down to the final ballot until Tobago decides. See you later on.
To vote is simple. The Elections and Boundaries Commission advises that before Election Day, you should receive your poll card in the mail. Open it to find the address of your polling station. Keep the poll card safe and take it with you on Election Day. If you did not receive your poll card in the mail, you can still vote. A poll card will be prepared for you at your polling station. You can also visit the EBC's website at www.ebctt.com or call the hotline at 785-8206 or 785-8211 to find your polling station. On Election Day, you should check the list posted outside your polling station for your name and number. Where there are several polling stations on the same compound, an information officer will direct you to your polling station. Polling agents who act on behalf of candidates are there to witness the process. If your name is on the list of electors and you have a valid ID card, you join the green line. All other persons, including physically incapacitated, blind or visually impaired persons, should join the red line. You are required to sign your poll card in front of the poll clerk. The deputy presiding officer examines your hands and fingers. If there is no evidence of electoral ink stains, you're issued a ballot paper. The deputy presiding officer also demonstrates how to mark and fold a ballot paper using the guidance ballot and how to vote with the X stamp. The ballot paper is folded to display the initials of the deputy presiding officer and the polling station number. A blind, visually impaired or physically incapacitated person is allowed to vote with the assistance of a companion. In the privacy of the voting booth, you vote by placing an X at the right of your candidate's symbol. If you make a mark other than an X, your ballot will be rejected and not counted. Fold your ballot paper as you were previously shown by the deputy presiding officer and proceed to the officer in charge of the ballot box. Display your folded ballot paper with the initials of the deputy presiding officer and polling station number. You will then be required to dip your finger in the electoral ink before you are allowed to place your ballot paper in the ballot box. If you refuse to dip your finger in the electoral ink, you will not be allowed to vote. When you've finished with this process, wipe off the excess ink. Any problem you encounter in the polling station should be brought to the attention of the presiding officer. To vote is your right. Exercise it. A message from the Elections and Boundaries Commission, your partners in democracy.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Do more, live more.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, buljoil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules, or if you are having a cooking day off.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Tobago Updates Morning Show, coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. Now, I'm Luke James Trim, and this morning I'm also joined by
Jisha Gans. And Luke, we are excited for today's show.
Yes, very excited. Now, viewers, we're going to be doing things a little different this morning because we're in election season. We're going to be showing you live updates from the polling stations. So this morning we'll be starting off with reporter Alia Balgobin. Right now, she's at Mason Hall Primary School, so she's going to give us a live update just to let you know and see what's going on right there at the area. So we're heading over onto Alia right now.
Good morning, Tobago. We're live from Mason Hall Government Primary School at this moment. People are coming in to vote. It seems very calm. It seems very well put together. Persons are coming in and voting for their respective candidates in the Mason Hall South Bagatelle District, which is Representative Natisha Charles Panton, David Miller for the PNM, and Natisha for the TPP.
Not hearing anything. Alia, can you just give us a live update? How is the flow? How many people have been coming in? What the population look like? Is it younger voters, older voters? Just let us know what's going on at Mason Hall Primary.
So we have a mix of the younger and the older folks. The momentum of persons coming in has been smoothly. Persons are coming in and going out in no time. They're getting the votes done. We're seeing a mix of each age category coming in and out.
Thank you so much. So viewers, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. But we're gonna, Jisha, I think this is your time to shine before we take the break.
Yes,
would you like to shine for us for the news in 90 seconds?
Of course. So
Okay,
here
take
is
us
your
away.
news in 90 seconds for Monday, January 12th, 2026. Following viral altercations between party supporters in the lead-up to polls, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is giving the assurance of safety throughout today's proceedings. Yesterday, the TTPS and the Elections and Boundaries Commission, also known as EBC, met to finalize security arrangements and discuss potential challenges. In a media post, the EBC said that the engagement was led by Gold Commander, Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations, Ms. Suzette Martin, along with senior officers of the TTPS and officials of the EBC, who reaffirmed their strong partnership and commitment to ensuring a safe, secure, and peaceful election day, allowing citizens to exercise their democratic rights freely and without fear. Up next, Tobago recorded its first murder for the year, following a fatal shooting in Signal Hill on Friday night. Police said that 25-year-old Jamali Fraser of Cornell Road, Signal Hill, was found lying motionless at his home around 10:34 p.m. Officers responding to the report observed what appeared to be gunshot wounds to his head. He was pronounced dead by a district medical officer shortly before midnight. Fraser's body was taken to the Scarborough General Hospital mortuary, where a post-mortem is expected to be conducted. One suspect has been taken into custody as investigations continue. And finally, the Trinidad and Tobago Inter-Island Transportation Company Limited, TTIT, has released its cargo sailing schedule for January 12th to 18th, 2026, advising truckers, shippers, and cosigns to plan accordingly. The TNT Spirit will operate cargo services on January 14th, 16th, and 18th, accommodating accompanied vehicles up to 7,000 kg, with departures from Trinidad in the mornings and return sailings from Tobago in the afternoons. The Galleon's Passage will provide cargo services on January 12th, 13th, 15th, and 17th, transporting accompanied and unaccompanied vehicles as well as livestock, also up to 7,000 kg. TTIT noted that schedules are subject to operational changes and urged the customers to book in advance at the Port of Spain and Scarborough ferry terminals. The company also reminded users that vehicles must be promptly removed upon arrival. These and other stories in our midday updates and 6:30 p.m. newscast. Be viewing Tobago Updates Television.
Thank you very much, Jisha, for that excellent read. And you know how we just do it here on Tobago Updates. So we have to wish our loyal viewers, our loyal Tobagonians, we people, happy birthday.
That's right.
So viewers, first on our list, we're going to be sending out birthday greetings to Mr. Ricardo Philip. A happy birthday to you.
Happy
and
birthday.
I hope you enjoy your day today. Next on our list, Jisha, we're going to be taking a quick break because, you know, this is a very interesting show today, Jisha.
Definitely.
It's very interesting. It's election season.
Yes.
For viewers, some of you who may not know, legally, we can't really chat about, you know, go into no deep analysis about the politics. It's a very intricate show this morning, but we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Just remember to do what, Jisha?
Share the live, share the live, share the live.
We'll be right back.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorns Place with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorns Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Tobago.
Very exciting interview. We have to celebrate the birthdays today. Yes, we do have to. So first on our list, we're sending birthday greetings to Mr. Ricardo Philip. Happy birthday to you, and I hope that you enjoy your day today. Next on our list, we're sending birthday greetings to Moish Alfred. Happy birthday to you, and I hope you enjoy your day. And last on our list, we're sending birthday greetings to Miss Maya Edwards. Happy birthday to you, and I wish you all of God's blessings on your very special, special day today. Now, Jaisha, over to you.
So, good morning again, everyone. And we have a really special guest with us this morning. We have Mr. Jason Arthur, the Vice Chair of the Tobago Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Mr. Arthur.
I am going to say I am very happy to be here this morning.
Nice.
Today's a special day.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Yes, of course, a special guest on a special day, right?
Okay.
So tell the viewing audience a bit about yourself. Who is Jason Arthur?
Okay. Well, obviously, I'm the Vice Chair of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Tobago Division.
Yes.
And my role very specifically in that chamber as it stands right now is I kind of focus more on building some of the foundation of the chamber. You know, we have a different thought about how things should go.
Yes.
And that comes down from the chair, Mr.
Right.
Curtis Williams. And so we've been spending the last 2 years or so
Yes.
kind of just sort of rebuilding what the chamber needs to be about,
Yes.
what the chamber needs to focus on and that kind of stuff. And he takes the lead, obviously.
Yes.
He's always in front of the camera. I'm not normally in front of the camera, like this morning. And I do a lot of the background stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And you mentioned that you all have been rebuilding. So are you privy to share some of the things that you all have been rebuilding within the chamber?
Well, I think one of the things that we've taken a real look at is what is the chamber really?
Right.
Right? I joined the chamber, I think, 2014.
Okay.
Left in 2019, came back in 2023. And, you know, in speaking with Mr. Williams, you know, we started talking about, you know, what is the chamber? Like, what is it really?
Yes.
And we asked the question so that if we have it in our heads what it is supposed to be, at least on paper, then you start to follow through with what the chamber is supposed to be in actuality. And when we looked at it, it was about four main things that the chamber is about. One is access to information first,
Right.
meaning when our members come to our general meetings, they get information before most other business people do. The other thing is advocacy. And under advocacy, we basically have like, you know, two branches, I would say. General advocacy, for instance, the stuff that we do with the airport, the stuff that we do with the seaport, that's general advocacy.
Right.
Basically meaning, even if you don't join the chamber, whatever benefits, you know, that come from that, you'll still get it, even as somebody who's not in the chamber. So that's general advocacy. But we also have member level advocacy.
Yes.
Meaning, you know, if you have a member who has a particular issue, maybe with another organization, and that person feels too small when it comes to dealing with that organization, they can ask us and we can sort of lobby on behalf of them, right? So like I said, access to information, advocacy. The third arm is education, business education. Which was actually one of the first things we did in 2023. We formed the Tobago Business Advisory Services, or what's called TBAS for short. And we focus on 5 main areas in business: marketing, sales, delivery, operations, finance, and then we also focus on compliance, things like filing taxes, annual returns, and so forth. So I was the third arm.
Yes.
The last and final arm, and it's two things, but it's sort of intertwined, networking and mentorship. And last year, we created an application that allows people who know stuff
Yes.
to be matched with people who want to know stuff.
Right.
And they come and they fill in their information, the database matches them, and then the people who know stuff can come and say, okay, listen, at 2 o'clock on Thursday, I am willing to talk about X topic for 2 hours.
Right.
So they fill that information in, and then that very information goes to those persons who said they want to know about that.
Yes.
Right. And they indicate their availability and so forth. And then the system just matches them. And 2 o'clock, that person comes, and those people who are interested, they meet at the chamber in a small room, and they get a little bit of advice and so forth. So that's like the mentoring part of it. And in that, the networking also happens. Right, so we've been working on all 4 of those.
Yes.
And it's taken some time. Quite honestly, I joined back the chamber, I think, like I said, June of 2023. And if somebody had told me it was going to take this long,
yes,
you know. But I think when you're building something, I think when you are thinking about something in a relatively, if not totally new, slightly different way, it does take some time. So that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Okay, great, Mr. Atta. And on the point of networking and mentorship, it makes me question what can we expect to see from the Chamber in terms of its direction where youth development is concerned, because we are seeing that a lot of the young people on the island, they want that support, they want that mentorship. Just recently in Barbados, we would have observed that the Freemasonry, well, we know it as a lodge, they would have came together to, pool all their resources to help the young people of Barbados. Can we expect to see something similar to that or mirrors that type of approach here on the island of Tobago in terms of our youth?
Right, so I can't speak to the similarity of what we would be doing versus what they are doing, because I don't know what they're doing. But what I will tell you is this. I had a conversation, I think it was sometime within the last 4 to 8 weeks, I can't really remember, with Mr. Williams. And what we talked about was taking a lot of the programs that we're already doing at the Chamber and going to the schools and trying to figure out how can we actually start teaching there. Now, I mean, I'm saying there, the truth is, I don't think we really want to go into individual schools. We want to go to individual schools to offer, but I think we would like them to come to us, the students that is. And I think we're looking more at late stage, like 5th form, lower 6, upper 6. And the programs wouldn't be really anything different than we're doing right now to a large degree. Because a lot of what we're doing right now is still giving people like a theoretical foundation in business, theoretical foundation in sales, marketing, and so forth. And I'm distinguishing between a theoretical foundation as opposed to maybe something where you actually have an ongoing business, and then we're sort of helping in a kind of consultative type of way, because that typically would not necessarily apply to a student in school. They're really coming there to sort of get a theoretical grasp on business. And that's a lot of what we're doing right now. And the reason we're doing that is that we firmly believe that the issue in Tobago among the business class, particularly small businesses, isn't so much financing, right? The issue is a lot of people don't come to the table with a whole lot of business acumen, and you would not believe the change that people experience in their business when they sort of finally understand on a fundamental level what it is that they're supposed to be doing. And so that's our focus, and that would be the same focus for the business students.
Okay, and I heard you mention small businesses. Yes. So what is the role of the commerce in supporting small and even medium businesses in Tobago?
The Chamber of Commerce?
Yes.
Well, I mean, the 4 things that I outlined earlier, that's what we provide. If you're a business and you want to have access to information, right, early enough that you can make some decisions, join the Chamber. If you want to network and you want some mentorship, join the Chamber.
Right.
If you want some of that member level advocacy that I spoke about, again, join the Chamber, right? So everything that the Chamber is about pretty much are the reasons why a small to medium business should join.
And is it easy to join, or is there a process?
Well, we wouldn't be much of a credible organization if we didn't have a process. But it is easy to join, but we are working on making it easier to join. Hopefully, either at the end of this month or sometime next month, people will be able to just go online, sign up to a form, it'll come to us, and the process is going to be a lot smoother than it previously was. Previously, we had a much longer form, much more involved, but we've had some conversation with the heads, and we have agreed that we can streamline that form, and the information that it's trying to collect right now, we can always collect it later on.
Okay, Mr. Atta, and as we wrap up, for those who would like to get into contact with you or the Chamber or to find your websites, how can we get that access to the Chamber? Especially when it comes down to, accessibility, because sometimes we want to get involved, but we don't know how to get involved or how to reach out to get involved. So walk us through the various mediums we can reach out to you to get to the Chamber.
the absolute easiest way to get to the chamber is tobagochamber.org.
Okay.
Right? You go there, everything is there. There's a reason we built the website. It wasn't just to give people access to tools. It was so that people can easily see what the chamber is about and also do exactly what you're saying, contact us.
Yes.
Right? And for sure, when you go to the webpage, there's going to be a contact us link there. And every single different type of way that you can contact us is right there. TobagoChamber.org.
Okay, Mr. Atta, so I'll just want to thank you for joining us this morning, for giving us that little tidbit of information. It was very useful, and I hope the viewers who are listening will capitalize on this interview. Okay, viewers, we're going to just take a quick break. Just remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrell Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrell Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Tobago, the sun is rising, and so are the conversations that matter, from the economy to education, from healthcare to community voices. No spin, no fluff. Just facts, truth, and clarity. Join me, Lavian, as we cover the issues that shape our lives, the stories we can't ignore. We bring them to the table and ask the questions you want answered.
and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And as we continue our election updates, we are heading up to the east side, Roxborough, Jisha, right?
Yes, the Roxborough Anglican Primary School.
Lovely. And we'll be checking in with reporter Joelle Green George as she's going to give us some updates so we can see and feel what the vibe is like in the east side. Joelle?
Yes. Good morning, Luke.
Good morning, Joelle. Can you tell us what the energy is like in Roxborough? If the voter flow is steady, is it scanty? Come on, let us see what you are seeing in Roxborough.
Well, we're a few meters from the Roxborough Anglican Primary School, and this morning when we got here, the voter turnout was trickling. They were walking in quite slowly, one at a time, And this is a usually bustling polling station. There was heavy rain this morning, so that can account for the slow and very mediocre turnout this morning. However, we're hoping that it will pick up as we're here. The polling agents for PNM as well as for TPP, they are crossed by the Magistrates Court in the car park, and they moved the PNM polling agents from closer to the school, and they're now both in that car park. But as it turns out today, if we're looking at this the voter traffic that we are seeing as an indication of what the voter participation and turnout will be for this THA election. If this is an indication, I can tell you the voter turnout for this 2026 THA election is going to be quite low. However, people are taking time from their day to come and to vote and register their vote, put their finger in the ink. We had a couple holding hands, still very much in love, walking to make sure they register their vote. So people are coming out, but it's a very, very slow and sparse crowd this morning at the Roxborough Anglican School.
Okay, thank you very much, Joelle, for that update, and I can't wait to check back in with you, and hopefully the tides are going to change, so you be safe out on those streets.
We will. Thank you.
All right, viewers, and speaking of safety on streets, we have an interesting interview this morning. I think anybody who has access to social media or Facebook, you all would have observed a lot of strange events yesterday, Jisha.
Yes, definitely. So it's important to have the TTPS this morning.
Correct.
To reassure us that things would run smoothly today.
Yes,
Not
correct.
so?
Okay, introduce our guest, Jisha.
So today we have Inspector Glenville Wilson from the TTPS, the Scarborough Division.
That's correct.
Yeah, so how are you today, Inspector?
I am fine this morning.
Nice.
Very fine after a long day yesterday.
Also, did you and your team do preparations for today's election yesterday?
Yes, indeed. We were out there in our numbers looking after the respective motorcades and preparing ourselves for the elections today.
Nice. So how prepared is the TTPS to ensure a safe and orderly voting process across Tobago?
Well, I am very confident that we are very prepared.
Right.
I know that the executive of the TTPS had a sit-down conversation with officials of the EBC, and they were assured that we, the police, will be out there in our numbers looking after the operations today to ensure that everything runs smooth and that we can promote safety and security today.
Okay, and Inspector Wilson, just recently we would have observed that Tobago recorded its first murder. Very young guy. So we just want you to walk us through the crime updates on the island, because historically we know the island to be and at Tobago where crime doesn't really exist. We are not accustomed to hearing things like murders and gun violence. So can you walk us through the crime updates on the island, please?
Well, definitely. I will definitely like to take this opportunity to echo the sentiments of the Acting Assistant Commissioner of Tobago in a recent press conference. Crime in Tobago right now is at an all-time low.
Okay.
We saw in 2025 there was a reduction in crime with figures that we have not seen in a very long time. And that sort of, notwithstanding that we had a murder for the 2026, that all-time low feeling has spilled over into 2026. And despite we had that murder, I'm proud to announce that we have a suspect in custody. That suspect was arrested in less than 24 hours. murder.
Well, I think we should say kudos to the TTPS on that.
Yes, definitely.
And there might be Tobagonians listening today, and they might want a level of reassurance that certain measures are being put in place to curb crime, and especially murders. So what assurance can you give to the Tobago population?
Well, we in Tobago continue to join arms with our counterparts in Trinidad at current. We have officers from the sister isle who are here joining arms with us here in Tobago to look after Tobago affairs, and definitely that recent arrest is suggestive.
Yes.
It just tells us what's going to happen in the upcoming days and months, right? We do have the support on the ground. We are going to be out there in our numbers. We have intensified patrols in all the polling station districts, and we are looking forward to a safe outcome this afternoon.
And, you know, Inspector Wilson, we like to call election season silly season because you see all sorts of behavior just popping up unexpectedly. And yesterday, while, you know, the island was preparing to, you know, view the motorcade, we saw an altercation more on the west side between some participants from both sides of the fence. Can you speak to the population of Tobago on the conduct that is expected during this election season and even beyond election season? Because you know, as Tobagonians, we have to carry ourselves in a certain way, and it can't be that, you know, these videos that are now circulating nationally will be something that becomes frequent on the island. So speak to us about the conduct expected during election season and beyond.
Well, that's a good point that you raised. There are offences, polling day offences, under the Representation of the Persons Act, in particular sections 85 to 94 speaks to offences on polling day that we'll be looking closely at today. I can just highlight a few. In terms of gathering, right? There should be no gathering at any polling stations or within 100 yards of any police station. Nobody should be allowed to congregate or gather unless it's for legitimate reason. That is to say, if persons are in a queue waiting to vote, you know, that's a legitimate reason, or anybody authorized by officials at the polling station, but no person is allowed to gather. Right? The penalty for that, any such offense, is $7,500 or 3 months imprisonment. Right? So we have already advised the officers, we'll be looking at these offenses. In addition to that offense, there's the offense of selling of alcohol. Right? No alcohol, beverage or liquor should be sold during the polling station hours at any licensed premises under the Liquor License Act. No alcohol should be sold, exposed or offered for sale or even given away at any such premises. You know, that the penalty for that offense is actually $15,000 or 6 months imprisonment. Right? While we, the police officers, will be using our discretion, anybody who is found wanting, you know, we'll have to exercise what we were taught to do as police officers. So we are asking persons out there, and as simple as it may seem, persons are not aware that some of these things are offenses. We have the offense where persons are inciting other persons to vote for a particular candidate or a particular party. Nobody is to influence on a day like today, seek to influence anybody as to who to vote for what party, what candidate. Right? In addition to that, they are not to wear any suggestive garments or any bandana, any flag, or any such thing to suggest any affiliation with any particular party during the polling hours. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Inspector Wilson. Today, somebody actually asked me, can I wear party colors but no symbols? So I want to throw that question to you. Can people wear party colors but just not the symbols?
Yes, they can wear the colors but not the symbols.
Okay.
Right? You know, some people will willfully wear the color to suggest something, but you know, it's a thin line. You know, we're asking people if they don't have to, don't wear it, and if they do, ensure that it doesn't have any symbol or anything to suggest this affiliation.
Okay. Okay, so Inspector Wilson, as we wrap up, is there anything you would like to leave with the Tobago population? This is a very interesting season on the island, and you know, someone would have told me, I was talking to a friend, and he said the most dangerous days during election season is 2 days before and 2 days after after election. So can you just speak to us with anything you just want to update the population about?
Well, basically, I just want to say that the police in Tobago are fully prepared for today's activities. As I said, we have our counterparts from Trinidad who are here. I know that after the results, we tend to see convoys of persons coming from various parts of Tobago heading towards Scarborough, and we are asking persons to be safe on the roadway. We see persons sitting on the hoods of vehicles through the doors and all that, and we are asking people to not be lawless, because as I said, the police will be out there in our numbers. We have intensified patrols in the respective electoral districts, and definitely we're going to be out there tonight to supervise that celebration. All right? Despite the outcome, we are going to be there as police officers looking after the ground.
Okay.
Look, I feel safe already, you know.
Feel, yes,
safe.
I feel relaxed. I wouldn't expect, you know, nobody to attack me with flagpoles or knives when I go out there today. So, Inspector Wilson, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning and just giving us that sense of security, that a piece of assurance. It was very needed this morning, especially on this very exciting day for the island. So, viewers, that was Inspector Glenville Wilson from the TTPS. We're just going to take a quick break again. Stick with us. I know this morning show you all are expecting us to get deep into the politics, but this is a different show this morning. But this afternoon, I don't know if you'll have to leave work early, if you had to take a sick leave, you're coming, you're sitting down and you're tuning into Tobago Updates, because we are going to speak about all things elections unfiltered. But until we get there, just remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Is simple. The Elections and Boundaries Commission advises that before Election Day, you should receive your poll card in the mail. Open it to find the address of your polling station. Keep the poll card safe and take it with you on Election Day. If you did not receive your poll card in the mail, you can still vote. A poll card will be prepared for you at your polling station. You can also visit the EBC's website at www.ebctt.com or call the hotline at 785-8206 or 785-8211 to find your polling station. On Election Day, you should check the list posted outside your polling station for your name and number. Where there are several polling stations on the same compound, an information officer will direct you to your polling station. Polling agents who act on behalf of candidates are there to witness the process. If your name is on the list of electors and you have a valid ID card, you join the green line. All other persons, including physically incapacitated, blind or visually impaired persons, should join the red line. You are required to sign your poll card in front of the poll clerk. The deputy presiding officer examines your hands and fingers. If there is no evidence of electoral ink stains, you're issued a ballot paper. The deputy presiding officer also demonstrates how to mark and fold a ballot paper using the guidance ballot and how to vote with the X stamp. The ballot paper is folded to display the initials of the deputy presiding officer and the polling station number. A blind, visually impaired or physically incapacitated person is allowed to vote with the assistance of a companion. In the privacy of the voting booth, you vote by placing an X at the right of your candidate's symbol. If you make a mark other than an X, your ballot will be rejected and not counted. Fold your ballot paper as you were previously shown by the deputy presiding officer and proceed to the officer in charge of the ballot box. Display your folded ballot paper with the initials of the deputy presiding officer and polling station number. You will then be required to dip your finger in the electoral ink before you are allowed to place your ballot paper in the ballot box. If you refuse to dip your finger in the electoral ink, you will not be allowed to vote. When you've finished with this process, wipe off the excess ink. Any problem you encounter in the polling station should be brought to the attention of the presiding officer. To vote is your right. Exercise it. A message from the Elections and Boundaries Commission, your partners in democracy.
Elderly can't have fun too. We're talking good food, proper music, lots of games, and a day at the beach they will never forget. From the time we left the compound at Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, the vibe was already established. Wheels up and seatbelts on. Watch now, when we touched down in Pigeon Point, everybody was ready for excitement. But before anything could take place, we had to secure our bellies. You ever play bingo by the beachside? Well, that was the first activity on the roster, and boy did these seniors have fun. However, others wanted something more physical, so we brought out the ring toss, and not even arthritis could have stopped them. Well, I was blown away at how straight these people were. Are you sure this is a home for the elderly? Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, but nothing beats the song of Good Steel Pan by the shores while we take a dip in Tobago's finest water. Wait, more food again? This is my type of event. The energy was amazing and nothing short of a blessing. Pick up Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, because joy doesn't retire, laughter doesn't age, and memories like these last forever.
To a stranger,
it's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules, or if you are having a cooking day off.
Morning show. Now we're switching back into the election gears. We're going to be heading to Mason Hall, where we have reporter AMPLIA Balgobin to just give us some updates on the voter turnout. AMPLIA, good morning. Are you hearing me?
Good morning. I'm hearing you, Luke. I'm hearing you clearly.
Okay, great, AMPLIA. Can you just give us some insight onto the voter turnout in Mason Hall? Is it steady? Is it flowing? Are people coming out in their numbers? Walk us through that.
So the voter turnout in Mason Hall is a bit slow. It has slowed down since we've reached here this morning. We're awaiting Miss Natisha Charles Panton. She's supposed to arrive at 8 o'clock. But so far, we've seen a lot of older folks coming in.
Okay, thank you very much, Alia. And what about the youthful presence? Because you know the youth vote is very important in any elections. Have you been seeing young persons like ourselves exercising that democratic right to vote today?
Yes, we've seen a couple young persons coming out this morning, but they came earlier before 8 o'clock. They've came earlier, but as for right now, we're seeing a lot of mid-age, older folks coming in to vote.
Hi, Alia. We heard that on the eastern side of Tobago, there was rain. So what is the weather conditions like in Mason Hall?
It's a bit sunny on this side. We have a slight overcast period every now and then, but it's a bit sunny.
Okay, Alia, so I just want to thank you for giving us that update. Just stay safe. I know that throughout the day we will be giving the Tobagonian population the updates that they need. So just stay safe, be safe out there, because you know we love the work that you do. All right, take care. Jisha. Oh, it's interesting to find out the voter turnout this morning. I mean, it's still early, still 8 a.m. Yes. It's still 8 a.m. And we know last THA election, the island saw a voter turnout of about 56%, of a 4.35% increase from the January 2021 elections. You know, analysis have so many perspectives of what wins a THA election, but in my perspective, it always comes down to mobilization. Definitely. Because people can jump up and down the place where they could promise you to vote, but if you're not able to mobilize people to really exercise that democratic right, the election can really go any which way. What are your thoughts?
Correct. Look, I totally agree with you, because as I say, elections are one on election day. Right? When you look at crowds beforehand, sometimes crowds are telling, but on election days when you really see which party persons have been voting for. So with the Tobago population, I think that you could never really tell.
Never really tell.
You can never really tell. As they say, you can never count your eggs before they hatch.
And that's one thing I always love about Tobago politics. It's that unpredictability. I love it. But you know, later this afternoon we'll be coming back here at the studio to really give our analysis from a youthful perspective about all things election. So viewers, look forward to that. For those of you who may not be aware, the polling stations close today at 6 p.m. So you have real time. You have real time to go out and vote. You know, some people like to say that when you do vote, you can't complain about things that goes on the island. So it's really important that you exercise our right. And viewers, this afternoon's segment, All Thing Elections, will be hosted by Mr. Jerry McFarlane, no stranger to us here in Tobago, or the Tobago Updates family. We'll be bringing on young people such as Miss Jada Charles, Alex Job, Jesha DeGans, myself. We have Miss Caroline Birchwood James joining us, Miss Abini Taylor joining us, and Mr. Sonny Craig. And we have our usual faces such as Miss Lavian Cupid, Chanel Felix, and the Updates News with Miss Christine Solandi. So viewers, we're going to be taking off all the filters this afternoon. We're going to be analyzing, we're going to be letting you know our thoughts or projections. Yes. And even right here, we'll be giving you live updates from the studio from different polling stations. So at 6 p.m. and after, Tobago Updates is the place to settle down. Bring your family, bring your friends, or turn on the TV and sit down, because we're bringing it to you live and hot on the spot. But
look, you know what is the beautiful thing about Tobago Updates?
Yes.
We are getting the youth perspective and the senior perspective.
Yes, and I always appreciate that, because you see that bridge between those who are more knowledgeable than us, who have seen the rise and fall of different administrations on the island. They are able to give us a more nuanced understanding of how Tobagonians vote and what we can expect in the THA elections. Now, Jesha, this afternoon I'm excited. I don't go and sleep. I don't go and sleep, because you know this evening is an evening to, you know, bring all your energy. But After I vote.
Of course. So, in other words, you will get a balanced perspective.
A balanced
if
perspective.
you listen to Tobago Updates this
Correct. So, viewers, thank you so much for tuning in with us this morning. Like I said, this afternoon, Tobago Updates is the place to be. But I just want to thank you for choosing us to start your mornings on the right note. Stay safe on the roads, stay safe at the polling booths. Just conduct yourself like how proper Tobagonians should be conducting themselves. All right, viewers, I talked earlier. Right. All right, Jaysha, we just have to tell them to what?
Share the live. Share the live. Share the live.
So Amari reached out to me, he said, Mommy, I feel I'm ready to arrange. I said, arrange what?
They're less than 1 year old, but Uptown Fascinators Junior Steel Orchestra isn't bothered by that. They have taken the brave step into the National Junior Panorama for the first time.
Top to bottom, so everybody get it. Who are you going? The recap. Well, I always wanted to be a arranger and I just never had the opportunity. And when Mommy came up with the idea that we could make a junior side from Uptown, I was like, yeah, we could do that. But I wasn't sure if we'd have enough players, and from when we started till now, it's been a big jump in players. So I've been excited and I like the challenge.
So girls, you're getting ready for the National Junior Panorama. Tell me, what's the vibes? What are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited because it's my first Junior Panorama, and I hope that I will get a nice experience outside. So far, it's going good.
I am also excited because this is my first panorama in general, so I'm really now getting to experience it. So far, I love the experience. I love my double second pan, and the music sweet. So
Pan is a beautiful sounding instrument. I would love to play it at any time, even at home, anywhere, anytime.
I would love to play the preliminary rounds. I'm very confident. I am happy that it's coming up. I love how it's competitive. I love to be competitive. Junior Panorama, it's very exciting.
He had 2 songs that he had scored early up in the year, one for school and one because he just felt like scoring it. Because he started scoring like 2 years now. He would play it for us at home. He would say, nah, change that, add something else. Put in this, take out that, put in this. So he was tweaking until we come out. We call the parents that we know interested in PAM, because a lot of parents used to reach out to us about getting their children involved in the SILPAC because they know our children are involved. When it comes to the manager, I'm not Mommy. I'm just the manager. Mommy home, manager here, and they understand that. So when it's time for practice, we get serious, I let them know up front, this is what we expect and this is the outcome that we want to get, and automatically they get it. I grew up in Pan. Everybody in my family could play Pan, so I had no choice in a way, but I didn't really fight it because I love playing Pan, I love music on a whole, and I just enjoy the vibes from the bands I've been with, played with, and yeah, I believe Pan is a big part in my life and music too. I hope that we could wow the judges with our wonderful and amazing performance, and hopefully the judges can be like, wow, this is a nice, amazing song, and hopefully we make it to Trinidad and we could be able to win the competition.
Just spell ways like this is your profession. I go away, tell you about my confession.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and zada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Good morning, Tobago, right here on Tobago Updates, guys. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. This morning we are in full election mode. The day that we have all been waiting for. Today is January 12th, 2026, and today is the Tobago House of Assembly election. We are extremely excited to bring you all coverage here on Tobago Updates. Before we get into this morning's interesting topics and coverage, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Following a viral altercation between party supporters in the lead up to the polls, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is giving the assurance of safety through today's proceedings. Yesterday, the TTPS and the Elections and Boundaries Commission met to finalize the security arrangements and discuss potential challenges. In a media post, the EBC said the engagement was led by Gold Commander Deputy Commissioner of Police Suzette Martin, along with senior officers of the TTPS and officials of the EBC, who reaffirmed their strong partnership and commitment to ensuring a safe, secure, and peaceful election day, allowing citizens to exercise their democratic right freely and without fear. Additionally, Tobago recorded its first murder for the year following a fatal shooting in Signal Hill on Friday night. Police said 25-year-old Jamali Fraser of Cornell Road, Signal Hill, was found lying motionlessly by his home at around 10:34 p.m. Officers responding to the report observed what appeared to be gunshot wounds to his head. He was pronounced dead by a district medical officer shortly before midnight. Fraser's body was taken to the Scarborough General Hospital's mortuary, where a post-mortem is expected to be conducted. One suspect has been taken into custody as investigations continue. And finally, the Trinidad and Tobago Inter-Island Transportation Company Limited has released its cargo sailing schedule for January 12th to 18th, 2026, advising truckers, shippers, and concierge services to plan accordingly. The TNT Spirit will operate cargo services on January 14th, 16th, and 18th, accommodating vehicles up to 7,000 kgs. With departures from Trinidad and Tobago morning and returning sailings from Tobago in the afternoon. The Galleon Passage will provide cargo services on January 12th, 13th, 15th, and 17th, transporting accompanied and unaccompanied vessels as well as livestock, also up to 7,000 kgs, and notes that the schedules are subject to operational changes, urging customers to book in advance at the Port of Spain and Scarborough Ferry terminals. The company also reminded users that vehicles must be promptly removed upon arrival. And that was on news in 90 seconds. This morning, as you know, we are having direct reports from the field. And this morning I'm chatting with Joel Green George, who is out there and giving us an update on what's happening at the polling station that she's at in Roxborough. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning, Chanel.
Hi, Joel. Since the last time you chatted with Luke and Jasha, has there been any change at the polling station that you're at?
I didn't hear your question. Has there been
any change in the flow of voters since the last time you've spoken with Jasha and Luke?
Unfortunately, Chanel, there's been no change. The traffic is meagerly trickling in. We did catch the former Assemblywoman for Roxborough, Mrs. Ayana Webster-Roy. We did catch her going in, and we were hoping to catch her coming out. However, she passed through an alternative exit. But we were able to speak with her on the phone, and she let us know that when she voted, she was consecutive number 35, and there are only 2 polling stations at this location. And this is a polling station that's usually very busy, very long lines, bustling crowds. So we're quite surprised this morning to see what's happening at this polling station, the Roxborough Anglican Primary School, but no change so far. And as I said earlier, if this is any indication of what the voter turnout is going to be for this THA 2026 election, we can expect a very low voter turnout, but we're hoping that the tides will change and that people will come out to vote.
All right. Well, we really do hope to see some changes happening throughout the day. Can you tell us anything about the demographic that you're seeing coming out to vote this morning? Is it more of mature, older, middle age, or younger persons being there?
Well, we have been seeing quite a mature crowd. People leaving work to come, so they're quite busy heading back. Nurses, grounds people who work on the streets, they are coming out to vote. Mature people, couples are coming in, husbands and wives are coming in. One couple walked in holding hands and walked back out holding hands. So, we're dealing with quite a mature voter turnout this morning, but hopefully as the day progresses, we'll have a younger crowd coming out to register their vote for the THA 2026 election.
Understood. Well, we want to thank you so much for the great work that you're doing out there in the field this morning, and we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. More, live more.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, this morning we continue our discussions here live in studio, and we're talking all about new enrollment for the THTI. If you don't know, that's the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Institute, and they are now taking enrollment for January 2026. So if you know anyone that's interested or might be interested, then they should definitely be watching this interview. This morning to have that conversation with me, I'm chatting with Leanne Smart-Guerra, who is the Registrar for Student Services, as well as the Dean of Academic Services, Mrs. Sonia Phillip. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Right. So we are starting a new year off, and we're also talking about the opportunity to study at the THTI. And we know for a lot of Tobagonians, or just persons on a whole, this probably has been a dream for them for a while, or maybe something that they have had on their vision boards, or just one of the New Year plans, strategies, or resolutions. Tell us a bit about what the THTI is offering right now and why this is the best time for persons to sign up and get involved.
Okay, great. So first, let me say thanks for having us. Thank you for continuing to partner with us. It's always a pleasure to be here at Tobago Updates. So the January intake was in response to the overwhelming interest that we've been having from students both here in Tobago as well as in Trinidad. And we always have one or two students within the region as well that join us. So they would not have been able to be accommodated in the conventional September intake. So we would have opened out a January intake to accommodate this batch of students, and registration actually started for this intake last year and is ongoing.
Excellent. And so tell us, are these courses GATE approved?
Yes, our program is GATE approved. There are also a number of other facilities that our students can access in terms of fully funding their education with us.
Excellent. Sounds great. And to Mrs. Guerra, who is online and joining us as well. We will be able to hear from her very soon, we hope. But can you tell us about what tracks are being offered this semester if persons register?
So THTI, the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute, we offer 4 associate degrees. That's our main educational offering. And our 4 associate degrees are in culinary arts, which is always our most popular program, tourism studies, hospitality studies, and food and beverage operations. And we are encouraging applications, and we are accepting applications for all 4 associate degrees at the moment.
Do you ever have a situation where persons who would have possibly done culinary arts before comes back to do another course in another area? Is that something that usually happens?
That happens sometimes, because sometimes people may come to us after having an interest in possibly the culinary arts field or the tourism field, and they would have done a few courses along the way. Then what usually happens is that they can apply for an exemption, and depending on where they would have gotten the certification, the diploma, etc., we look at it and we can possibly offer exemptions so they can complete their program a little bit more quickly than they had originally thought. So it's always a plus.
Understood. And what do you say to persons who have had it as an idea but putting it off for a bit, or has been a bit undecided about whether or not they should apply?
Well, I think now's the time. Now's the time. This is education that can be obtained right here in Tobago, the Mecca of tourism, you can say. So basically they can get that opportunity to practice what is being studied and what is being delivered in the classroom theoretically. So I think it's the ideal time and the ideal place.
Excellent. And we have your colleague joining us online. Good morning to you, Leanne.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for having us.
All right. Tell us, what are some of the requirements for persons wanting to apply?
Okay, beautiful. Right. So we have basically 2 means of entry per se. So for the first requirement, you need 5 CXC passes, which includes math and English, right? You can get in to do the associate program through that avenue. As well as if you have 4 CXC passes and a year or more also of industry experience, you can also enter into our associate program. Yeah. And for those then just for more information, for those persons who don't have all the necessary requirements, they can enter through PATH. So we could, that's a discussion for later on. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Just give me 1 second there, Leanne, as I interrupt you as we go straight out to the field, as we are chatting with Natisha Charles Panting, who has just casted her vote at the polling station. Good morning.
Good morning, Chanel. We're here live with Miss Panting. She just casted her vote inside, and she's about to tell us about her experience casting her vote.
Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Mason Hall, South Bagatelle. The process was smooth, and I'm just encouraging persons to come in, right? We have an excellent polling station, sub-agents inside. The process was smooth.
Are you confident in your electoral district to place you back there for this election season?
I'm confident, not only about that, but that God will guide the process as well.
Thank you so much, Ms. Panzina. We do appreciate that.
Alia,
back to you, Chanel.
Alia, if you can hear me, can you tell us if you have seen a high, low, medium voter turnout this morning?
So at the Mason Hall Government Primary School, we've seen a lot of persons trickling in. I wouldn't say a high nor low. There's a mid part, moderate part there where persons are coming in slowly but surely coming out.
All right. Well, we want to thank you so much for checking in with us, Aliyah, and letting us know what's happening out in the field there. And we're wishing all the best to the assemblyman. Guys, we continue our discussion here on Tobago Updates with THTI. We are chatting here on set with Ms. Sonia, who is the Dean of Academics, and she's been telling us why it's so important for persons to get involved at this time, as well as Leanne, who is joining us virtually, and we want to apologize for that interruption there.
That's okay.
Excellent. So tell us about some of the fees attached to enrollment, and how is it being made affordable for all?
So if you look and benchmark with similar programs across the region, right, our fees are actually quite reasonable. And I would point to Leanne to just elaborate on that a little bit. But when you compare our fee structure with similar programs in the region, we are quite reasonable. And when you compare our fee structure with similar programs within the country, we are also quite reasonable as well.
Right. And I'd like Leanne to also tell us a bit about what the overall application process is. How does it start? Where do persons get their applications from? Are you able to assist them with the process? Tell us a bit about that.
All right, so just to elaborate just a little bit on what Chef Sonia was saying with regards to the fees, right? Like she said, it's very affordable, right? But there are also financial assistance. We have GATE and DATAS. We also have the credit union who are there to help all students, as well as the HELP program, right? So those are the different financial agents that that's available to help all students with their financing for the program. So with application now, so you go to the website, which is www.thti.edu.tt, right? And you go on our application portal. There you will sign up for whatever a program that you are desirous of completing with us. The application will now come to Student Services, where I will vet it to ensure that all the necessary documents are that you have uploaded all the necessary documents, like your CHC passes, your 2 forms of ID, right? So all these documents must be handed in, then I will vet it. Once you meet all the requirements and everything is good, I will, we'll be in contact, because I will send you emails, I will give you calls, and then I will send you your acceptance letter along with your fee structure. The fee structure is basically a breakdown of the fees for the semester that will cover the entire program, more or less. Yeah.
All right, excellent. And one of the things that I am interested to understand, what is your partnership like with high schools on the island to get students to make that seamless transition if they are interested, specifically for those food and nutrition students at the high school level?
All right, so one of the things that we do, we always have the campaigns, career fairs and stuff, the way we'll meet with the students from the high schools. We reach out to them, right? And we'll give them more information, updates, insight about THTI, the programs that we offer, right? And they show their interest. We have 1 or 2 students that will came in after high school, right? And we would have got their information through the career fairs and stuff. So yeah, we have a lot of students, they're showing their interest and stuff in completing their mostly culinary arts. We have 1 or 2 tourism and hospitality, but the bulk of our students, they have that keen interest in doing culinary arts.
Right. And the THTI is known to have an extremely high standard when it comes to culinary arts, particularly, in Trinidad and Tobago, and might I say within the region, having students from all over wanting to come to Tobago to participate. What type of resources do you think can continue to be poured in to ensure that this is expanded and that we get our students more excited and engaged? I mean, this is one of them. We are happy here on Tobago Updates to let people know that the courses are open and ready for students to participate. But you know, when you think about building that out and making it bigger and better to contribute to Tobago's overall tourism and education offering, tell us a bit about the work that's being done.
Well, the work is ongoing and constant to seek out new partnerships that will provide additional benefits and opportunities to our students. So some of our international partnerships include MOUs with the St. Thomas University in Miami, with FIU in Miami as well, which afforded the students the opportunity to participate in the South Beach Wine and Food Festival last year. Well, no, it's 2026 now, in 2024. So we continue to seek out those opportunities for our students, as well as doing the work to ensure that we can provide a top-notch educational experience for them as well.
Right. So I actually know someone who went to THTI and then transitioned to going to university in Miami as well. So tell us about that connection and how can Tobago students benefit from that, specifically if they are interested in international studies?
Well, basically, St. Thomas University has partnered with us to offer a fast track to our students to enroll in their bachelor's degrees once they complete an associate degree with us. FIU has a similar arrangement with us, and we are also seeking similar arrangements with institutions in Canada to provide our students with that opportunity. So once they indicate their interest, St. Thomas University in particular has generously extended partial funding to all THTI students should they wish to take up the opportunity at St. Thomas University.
Wow, and I guess this is something that more Tobagonians need to know about, because a lot of persons have interest in, you know, that international exposure, international studies, but are unaware that these type of linkages and partnerships exist. So I'm happy to hear that, and we're happy to share the platform to make Tobagonians or anyone watching actually aware of the type of transitions that can be made through THTI. Is there anything else that you know, persons may be interested to know that actually happens there?
Well, from the perspective of the Academic Services Department, I want to emphasize the practical nature of the educational product that we offer to our students. So the students, of course, theory is important. So they will learn the theoretical foundations of the particular area in which they enroll. But what I think differentiates THTI is that we also focus on active learning with our students. So our students will learn about, for example, the foundations of culinary practice, but then they do dinners, they do other events where they face the public, where they have to market to the public, where they have to come right here and chat on the Tobago Updates platform about their particular menu that they've curated, etc. For our tourism students, they don't just learn about tourism in the classroom, they actually go out and they interact with the stakeholders, because we really push that active learning and ensuring that we develop critical thinking faculties in our students, because our commitment is that we are developing industry-ready students to go out and make that change and make that positive difference.
Right, and you did talk about, you know, some of your students being here. I remember interviewing them recently on that brunch. I think it was a tea party, yes, that they had recently. So is it that there is like a public speaking or oral communication course that they do as well?
Yes, all of our students have to do English and communications, and when they start to develop their own dinners, our marketing department internally works a lot with them in terms of how to present, what points to highlight when they are being interviewed. So yes, the Academic Services Department is directly responsible for the educational output, but THTI is a learning institution. So everyone really, in a way, has a contributing factor to our students' development.
Understood. Well, I think that your students demonstrated that you guys are doing an excellent job. I personally was unable to attend the tea party, but I saw a number of my colleagues attend via social media. And from what they said, everything was really good. Everything was nice. So we want to thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
Tobago, the sun is rising, and so are the conversations that matter, from the economy to education, from healthcare to community voices. No spin, no fluff, just facts, truth, and clarity. Join me, Lavian, as we cover the issues that shape our lives, the stories we can't ignore. We bring them to the table and ask the questions you want answered.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam. You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Chatting to the beautiful ladies from the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Institute here, THTI in Tobago, and we're talking about the January intake. Good morning, ladies, and welcome back. We've been chatting with Sonia, who is the Dean of Academics, as well as Leanne, who is the Registrar. Leanne, can you tell us a bit about who this particular intake is targeted towards? Who can apply during this time?
All right, so it's basically for anyone. Once you have the necessary requirements like your CXC passes and stuff, yeah, it's targeted to anybody, no matter the age. Well, students who have finished high school, basically, mature students, once you have the CXC passes, the basic requirements for entry level, you are welcome to apply to complete our associate program as well as. So we're not just going to limit it to the associate programs. We have our short courses. And if you're interested in doing any of our modules, you can also apply to do that. So we're not just limiting the application just to associate program, which is very important, yes. But not everybody wants to come and to be at school for 3 years. They just want to come and be certified because we are a certified institution. And we have a lot of persons out there, they have a skill, they're in the food industry, but they don't have that certification behind their name. So we are inviting them, to come up at the institution, sending their application and come and be certified.
All right.
That's the way forward.
Excellent.
In addition to that, if you don't possess the conventional entry requirements, at THCI we are very inclusive. So we have something called the PATH program. So someone who does not have the requisite number of CXCs inclusive of math and English, they can enroll in the PATH program, which starts in May, and that provides them a track through which they can join the associate degree.
Understood. And so, even as it pertains to persons being able to increase their skill level and be a part of something that can help them accomplish their dreams, just tell us a bit about some of the success stories from THTI that persons may not know about, or that might inspire someone to give you guys a call and show up and get registered and get involved.
There's so many. So what I will do is I will mention the success stories we have in Tobago, and I will branch out because we have students placed as far as Oman in the Middle East, right? We have right here in Tobago, we have so many persons that have started their own businesses who are working in the industry, right? And they would have started right here at THGI. I don't know if they'll appreciate me shouting them out, but I will start with, because I would have just chatted with her last weekend, Misham Benjamin. She is currently the head chef at Manta Lodge. She is a graduate of THGI. We have Aisha Smith-Dennis, who runs her own business. She was featured recently on social media. I think it was by Tobago Updates.
Okay.
She runs her own business. She has her food truck. Right? We have Daniel Stewart, Frontline Flavors, right? She's a graduate of THGI. We have Khadija Prince, who I said is currently in Oman doing very well, right? I chatted with her recently and she's making all plans to stay. We have a student, Caleb Marcel, who is currently at a hotel in Thailand. And he's having a fantastic time. Miss Smart Guerra, help me out here. Who else?
I think I know Arthur Patrick.
Yes.
Arthur's big chef Arthur.
Chef P, Arthur Patrick, and he's actually one of our lecturers. So he would have done his course of study at THCI, he would have done further study, and then he rejoined the institute as a lecturer. Right? So we have THCI students all over the region, all over the world, really.
Yeah, and I know a couple of them as well who are working within like the airlines and a number of those other vacation and accommodation sectors throughout the world. So THTI really does provide an excellent foundation for students from Tobago to make that transition into the world. Well, ladies, we want to thank you guys so much for being here this morning and letting us know everything that's happening at THTI. Is there anything that you want to say to Tobago or to potential students looking on before we leave this morning?
Well, I would let Ms. Smart Guerra make the final comment, but I just would like to put in a plug for the upcoming student events and student dinners that we will be having this semester. The semester starts on the 26th of January. So please look out for our student events. That will be coming probably closer to April, and our students will be on the ground and hopefully they'll be invited back here to market and promote the events. Ms. Smart Guerra?
Yes, I just want to make mention that our orientation starts on the 22nd and the 23rd of January. Registration begins, the from the 8th to the 15th, and classes begin on the 26th of January. So, once you're interested, it's a time to send in your application. Let us get started. Our future looks bright. So I welcome all the applications and stuff. Yes, come and join our family. It's wonderful.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to that as well. And we look forward to a future of a lot more testimonies of the transition that students here from Tobago make within the tourism hospitality industry, just from their formation at the THDI. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversation and election day coverage. See you soon.
Is simple. The Elections and Boundaries Commission advises that before Election Day, you should receive your poll card in the mail. Open it to find the address of your polling station. Keep the poll card safe and take it with you on Election Day. If you did not receive your poll card in the mail, you can still vote. A poll card will be prepared for you at your polling station. You can also visit the EBC's website at www.ebctt.com or call the hotline at 785-8206 or 785-8211 to find your polling station. On Election Day, you should check the list posted outside your polling station for your name and number. Where there are several polling stations on the same compound, an information officer will direct you to your polling station. Polling agents who act on behalf of candidates are there to witness the process. If your name is on the list of electors and you have a valid ID card, you join the green line. All other persons, including physically incapacitated, blind or visually impaired persons, should join the red line. You are required to sign your poll card in front of the poll clerk. The deputy presiding officer examines your hands and fingers. If there is no evidence of electoral ink stains, you're issued a ballot paper. The deputy presiding officer also demonstrates how to mark and fold a ballot paper using the guidance ballot and how to vote with the X stamp. The ballot paper is folded to display the initials of the deputy presiding officer and the polling station number. A blind, visually impaired or physically incapacitated person is allowed to vote with the assistance of a companion. In the privacy of the voting booth, you vote by placing an X at the right of your candidate's symbol. If you make a mark other than an X, your ballot will be rejected and not counted. Fold your ballot paper as you were previously shown by the deputy presiding officer and proceed to the officer in charge of the ballot box. Display your folded ballot paper with the initials of the deputy presiding officer and polling station number. You will then be required to dip your finger in the electoral ink before you are allowed to place your ballot paper in the ballot box. If you refuse to dip your finger in the electoral ink, you will not be allowed to vote. When you've finished with this process, wipe off the excess ink. Any problem you encounter in the polling station should be brought to the attention of the presiding officer. To vote is your right. Exercise it. A message from the Elections and Boundaries Commission, your partners in democracy.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Elderly can't have fun too. We're talking good food, proper music, lots of games, and a day at the beach they will never forget. From the time we left the compound at Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, the vibe was already established. Wheels up and seatbelts on. Watch now, when we touched down in Pigeon Point, everybody was ready for excitement. But before anything could take place, we had to secure bellies. You ever play bingo by the beachside? Well, that was the first activity on the roster, and boy did these seniors have fun. However, others wanted something more physical, so we brought out the ring toss, and not even arthritis could have stopped them. Well, I was blown away at how straight these people were. Are you sure this is a home for the elderly? Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, but nothing beats the song of Good Seal Pan by the shores while we take a dip in Tobago's finest water. Wait, more food again? This is my type of event. The energy was amazing and nothing short of a blessing. Pick up Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, because joy doesn't retire, laughter doesn't age, and memories like these last forever.
To a stranger.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut beef and sada roti, served with chokers, buljoil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules, or if you are having a cooking day off.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
welcome back to Tobago Update to Center for Tobago House of Assembly 2026 election coverage. Guys, we're going to hear quickly from someone who has casted their vote this morning. We want to hear from the people outside in the field to hear how that process has been going for them. We head straight over to that.
Obviously, I think as a former member of the Assembly and I guess as every other civic-minded person, it's an opportunity that we have to identify and select the individuals who govern our space, and in this case the Tobago Assembly. So I think I have a responsibility at one level to vote, and of course there's a former assemblyman for this area. I think I have a responsibility to vote in support of the candidate for Canaan Bonaccord Compound, the Canaan candidate.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Very smooth. Good morning. It's very smooth as expected. Kudos to the Elections and Boundaries Commission for ensuring that the process went very smoothly and very quickly.
You don't want to elaborate? From a familiar face there in Mr. Huey Cadet, former assemblyman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we wrap our Good Morning Tobago show here this morning. But it's not where we wrap our election coverage. Now today we have a fully packed day, and today we will be bringing you all things THA election 2026. You're going to be hearing from all of my colleagues here on Tobago Updates, and this evening you're going to be hearing from that election day panel that will consist of both a youth and a senior panel, and we are interesting to see the results this evening. We will all be waiting at the edge of our seats to see what the results are for the 2026 THA elections. Now I want to thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. As you can see there on screen, these are all the persons that you can hear from today as it pertains to the THA elections this evening. We will be graced by Miss Caroline Bertrude James, who will be on that senior panel, as well as a Beanie Taylor and Mr. Sonny Craig. This would be hosted by Mr. Jerry McFarlane, and as a part of the youth panel you'd be hearing from Jada Charles, Jaisha DeGans, as well as Alex Job. So you can join us live here on Tobago Updates at 6 p.m. and we'll be ready and available to bring you that live coverage. Want to encourage each and every person this morning who is watching, who is a resident here on the island presently, to go out and cast your vote today. Your vote matters, and when you're going, don't go alone. Take a family member, take a friend, take a neighbor, and go out and cast your vote and let your voice be counted. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and have a great day.